What's up, fight fans? As always, thanks for coming through. Much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. All right, so as expected, the fight between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez, the rematch that was due to take place May the 5th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, has now officially been cancelled. Canelo this afternoon, has withdrawn from the bout. He hasn't officially released a statement yet. His withdrawal confirmation came from the Golden Boy Promotions president, Eric Gomez, during a conference call earlier on today. So Canelo, who's tested positive, I think people don't realize he's tested positive twice for a banned substance. That was clenbuterol. That was in February, and it's just been a mess since then. He has been suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. That hearing still will go ahead April 18th, so his withdrawal doesn't affect that hearing. And I think they're looking at maybe a year suspension for Canelo. I always feel like promoters, managers, and fighters know exactly what's going to happen before we do. And I think that could be the reason he's withdrawn from the fight. I think they are expecting him to get a suspension. Because remember, when it was initially announced that Canelo was suspended, he still was in training. And I think, obviously, now he's removed himself from the fight. I think they're expecting, when they do have the hearing, for him to be suspended for a year. What do you guys make of this? And what does it mean for Canelo? This is a guy that I think is a fantastic fighter. I've said some negative stuff about him in the lead up to all this stuff, but I still think this is a guy that has stepped up and has fought some of the best fighters of this generation. I mean, we're talking Floyd Mayweather, coming down in weight slightly, Miguel Cotto, Gennady Golovkin. He's fought the likes of Lara, Angulo, Kirkland. I mean, his resume for someone so young is so impressive, but I wonder if that resume has somewhat been tarnished now, right? Especially if he gets a suspension. If he gets a 12-month suspension, then look, it's definitely tarnished. But what about Gennady Golovkin? What does he do next? There are guys out there like Charlo and Jacobs that want to fight. But if I'm Frank Warren right now, I think it's a chance to show that I am a big promoter. He has got to make Billy Joe Saunders, Gennady Golovkin unification fight, O2 Arena, sellout, box office. He has to do this. It has to, right? Golovkin will look at all the options, and Charlo is risky. I mean, they're all risky to an extent, but Charlo and Jacobs are physically very tough fights. Billy Joe Saunders is a boxing match. Although Billy Joe Saunders is a fantastic boxer, so is Gennady Golovkin. It's a fantastic fight. Frank Warren has to try his hardest to make it happen. If I'm Billy Joe Saunders and I'm Frank Warren, especially, look, we know that Billy Joe Saunders got one fight left in his contract. Yes, he says he will stay with Frank and renew that contract, but imagine getting this present from Frank. Imagine getting Gennady Golovkin on home turf, O2 Arena, sellout for all the belts. All the belts. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders beats Gennady Golovkin. He's a legend, right? He goes down as a legend. I think he beats Billy Joe Saunders, but I think it's a tough fight. It's not the same fight it would have been 18 months ago, put it that way. But again, let's quickly go back to Canelo Alvarez. What for him now? Is this an admittance of guilt? It's just a case of, look, we just need to kind of get this process done and over with so I can move on with my career. And what about his career? Is it tarnished like I think it is? Or is it just a case of he made a mistake? If I'm honest with you, I don't think it was a mistake. I think he's been cheating, and I think he got caught. That's my own idea on it, and I'm not going to back down on that one. And I think, for once, it seems as though the pressure the Nevada State Athletic Commission has put on him has caused him to kind of maybe wave the white flag a bit and surrender. And I think that's what's happened here now. But what for Golovkin? You're going to potentially lose out on, I don't know, $15, $20 million here. I mean, even if he fights Billy Joe Saunders in the UK on box office, he's nowhere near the money he would have got for Canelo. But I think financially, that's still the biggest fight that can be made other than Canelo in the middleweight division. It makes more money than Jacobs, and it makes more money than fighting Charlo and all the other guys that are floating around. The Boo Boos, for example. Billy Joe Saunders, all the belts. May or June. I don't think Billy Joe Saunders can make May 5th, but they can definitely come together to some sort of agreement and maybe do middle of May. We know May 5th in the UK is booked for Bellew versus Hay, but don't tell me the middle of May or the first week in June. They both can't do that one. It should be a great fight.